Greetings. My name is Chuck Hibbard. I serve as the Dean and Director of Nebraska Extension, and it's also a deep privilege and honor to serve as Chair of ECOP, the Extension Committee on Organization and Policy, the representative board of the Cooperative Extension section across the U.S., our 76 line-grant university-based extension programs. We felt at this point, following the very robust conversation and setting of our strategic agenda last October, that it would be appropriate to provide a mid-year update to all of you, the members of the Cooperative Extension section. So let me share a PowerPoint here. In addition to this PowerPoint, there will also be a full report in the ECOP Monday Minute. So this is our midterm report, a little past mid-year, but we felt like it was important to share this information with you regardless. Our theme, as a reminder for this year, science-informed decisions and policy, and how Extension nationally goes about our commitment to that theme. One of the things that we've done this year in ECOP is to really minimize the reporting and focus on the big idea conversations that we feel will help Extension move forward in the U.S. So 5 of those. The first one, thinking about how can Cooperative Extension align with our land-grant university level mission, and how can we contribute to that mission in really exciting ways. We are talking and discussing about our investment in K Global, the organization that's really working with Cornerstone to help market Extension and what we do. You may know this as Ag as America and the website that they provide, as well as the social media engagement with elected officials and their staff across the U.S. Ed Jones is leading a group that's taking a careful look at this big investment that we make to make sure that we can feel good about that going forward. Theme-based plan of work reporting. This was one of the big high priority themes that came out in the survey work that we did a year ago as we were planning our strategic agenda, and working with NIFA and their plan of work folks, as well as their leadership, to think about a different way to streamline and add value to our plan of work reporting effort. The Extension Resource and Partnership Development, ERPD group, that Tom Dobbins is leading, what we used to know as our Private Resource Mobilization Group. Some really important work there. Tom is doing a great job of leading a conversation along with National 4-H Council and the Extension Foundation to think about how we do this better. Of course, the Well-Connected Communities and the Robert Wood Johnson project that Michelle Rogers has led is our first and really important example of this, and we want more. And then 5th, at our joint COPS meeting in mid-July in Guadalajara, Mexico, a focus on international extension and what could that mean to us as we think perhaps differently about the way we engage international partners and collaborators in extension work. So big ideas focused on exciting opportunities and ways to think differently about extensions work across this country. ECOP has been engaged, really led by Rick Clemmie, in a variety of different endeavors, and I just want to hit a couple of those highlights that I think are important. One is a continued engagement with the ESCOP chair this year, Gary Thompson from Penn State University. Really important partnership and collaboration focused on a number of big issues. Of course, the Farm Bill, Fred Schlutt is our representative on the Committee on Legislation and Policy, and the great work that he and Bernie Hubert with Cornerstone have done to move SNAP-Ed into a much different role in the House version of the Farm Bill. We're hopeful that that holds up now in the joint committee conversations about the Farm Bill. I've been involved with NIFA very extensively this year, monthly visits since last October. I've presented seminars, for example, a seminar focused on contemporary extension work, and then connections with the directors, first with Sunny Ramaswamy, and then a conversation with Dr. Tom Schanauer on his 3rd day on the job at NIFA back in May. One of the things I'm really proud of is that I was able to convince Director Ramaswamy to provide funding so that the 1994 extension group could be represented at ECOP twice per year, face to face. Brian Kowalkowski, the College of Menominee Nation in Wisconsin, is serving in that role. Very, very important. This is where Rick Clemmy has really shown in the last year, building stronger relationships with a number of different partners and collaborators in Washington, D.C. and beyond. One of the really important ones, National Association of Counties, but also National Academy of Sciences, and a conversation where they may actually work with us to do a study on contemporary extension work in the U.S. And then SOAR, Save Our Agricultural Research Initiative, that's really focused on increasing funding for research. We're working to help them think more broadly about increasing funding for extension as well. And then a very exciting summit coming up in mid-August with National Resource Conservation Service with their regional cons, and a conversation with Cooperative Extension and the Experiment Station folks to help us think about how do we move this partnership forward in really productive and important ways. And then just recently in early June, Rick Clemmy and I, as well as others, participated in an NSF Sloan funded data science workshop in North Carolina, hosted by North Carolina State. And a really important opportunity to think differently about how data science can really enhance the work that we do in cooperative extension. Our ECOP 4-H Leadership Committee has been extremely active this year, engaging in a variety of different things. So establishment and rollout of the 4-H Grows campaign, their commitment, our commitment to grow from 6 million 4-Hers across the U.S. to 10 million. Helping us address issues with 4-H name and emblem, and especially usage relative to fundraising campaigns. And so engagement with NIFA and even USDA leadership at the Deputy Secretary level. And progress has been made in this regard that we're very excited about. More on that soon. And then an increased connection between ECOP 4-H Leadership Committee and the National 4-H Council Board of Directors. This is really an important relationship that we want to continue to grow. And the ECOP 4-H Leadership Committee is helping us accomplish that. And then expanded engagement with 4-H alums last September in key business ventures such as Google, Facebook, and Vivo, and a number of others. So this group is doing some great work. Ed Buckner and Andy Turner are leading this effort, and just very, very proud of the work that they are doing. And then the last piece, to demonstrate ECOP's value as a membership-driven association. This was the conversation that Mark Amaral led us through at NEDA last year in Vermont. And so some of the things that we've tried to do to really demonstrate the value of what ECOP is doing and the investment that all of you make in ECOP. So the ECOP Monday Minute continues to be a key communication opportunity, shows up a couple of times a month. NEDA, the planning that Fred Schlutt and company are doing this year to really create a very, very robust conversation in Portland the first week in October. We have also revised our staffing model slightly. The ECOP Executive Committee took a look at this. We had room in our funding base to add value to the work Rick Clemmy is doing as 6/10 FTE Executive Director. We promoted Sandy Rubel to full-time Assistant Director with a focus on strategic communications, a role that she plays very, very well. And then we've contracted with APLU to buy a day a week of Marianne Klein as Program Assistant to support ECOP Cooperative Extension section operations, and a really important way to help us grow the work that we do. So now a total of 1.8 FTE and a budget that was designed to support 2.0. So we're still under our authorized budget line for staffing. Our Next Generation Extension webinar series, Learning for Leaders webinar series, 6 of those have been delivered. A 7th one in August focused on unraveling the mystery of the Cooperative Extension section in ECOP especially focused on new extension directors and administrators. And then the Cooperative Extension Section Capital Quest. Sandy Rubel helped us design this. Rick Clemmy helped us put the program together. But an opportunity, we have for new extension and directors, over half of our extension directors and administrators across the U.S. Have been in service 3 years or less. So we invited the group, 18 signed up. They spent an afternoon at NIFA. The next morning, really engaging and learning from APLU, Ian Ma, NASDA, National Association of State Directors of Agriculture, Barb Glenn, and a really robust session with USDA Rural Development, helping us better understand what that program is about and opportunities for us to engage. So a number of things that add value and provide a return on investment for all of you, and the commitment that you have made to ECOP and the Cooperative Extension Section nationally. A full report is available on the ECOP Monday Minute on Monday, July 9th. And with that, if you have questions or comments about that report or anything that I have shared with you today, I certainly encourage you to give either me or Rick Clemmy a shout. We would be more than happy to engage with you and provide any insight or clarity that you would like to have relative to this mid-year report. I hope to see all of you at NEDA in October for a great conversation in our commitment to continue to advance cooperative extension in the United States. Until then, take good care. Thank you.